All right. Well, welcome to each and every one of you. Lakeisha McKnight is here, and welcome to Leadership T.K.O, the reality show and the podcast. I know some of you, of course, are listening via podcast, and many of you may begin to watch via video conference because tonight, of course, we're on the global reality show as well. So, greetings to each and every one of you on the various platforms here. This is special tonight because I wanted to set aside some time to be able to connect with you via video, as well as to be able to talk with those of you on the podcast who may be in other places around the world and you can't get access to the video. So what I am going to do for those of you who are on podcasts and maybe you saying, well, I want to be able to see you, Lakeisha, I will also include the video link for the unedited video conference. That way you'll be able to tune in and go back and watch the replay of the video conference as well. It's special tonight because I am going to be answering questions pertaining to the Leadership T.K.O brand itself. But let me just do, of course, a little bit of an introduction, as I normally do. Leadership T.K.O, the podcast, what we do with that is that we're here normally live Monday through Fridays at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we do is we just, of course, tune in and we definitely shout out and recognize countries that are connected to the podcast. And of course, I did my review, I would say a couple of minutes ago, to discover, of course, that we still have, of course, our same countries connected. We have Brazil. There's also Norway and Sweden. Those of you in the United Kingdom, throughout Canada, of course, throughout the United States, many of you in the Virgin Islands, some of you in China, the Republic of Korea. There are quite a few of you from Greece that listen in. So again, thank you so much. And many of you from Kenya. We did recognize that some residents of Kenya are definitely connected to the T.K.O, Leadership T.K.O brand. So thank you for each and every one of you being a part and definitely being connected to this brand. Now, if you're not familiar with the brand, I do encourage you to visit the website, which is www.leadershiptko.com. That's where you're going to learn more about the brand. Now, the brand itself is housed under a limited liability company, an LLC. And the name of it is the International Leadership Education and Development Company, better known as the iLead Company or LMBI. Okay, so that's how everything is structured here. The brand itself is under the iLead Company, which is, of course, a for-profit company if you're trying to figure out how all of this works. Okay, some people had questions about whether Leadership T.K.O is connected to a nonprofit that I have, which is Women of Elevation Career Services International, and it is not connected. Women of Elevation is my nonprofit based in Chesapeake, Virginia, but Leadership T.K.O is the brand that's housed under the iLead Company, which is an LLC, a for-profit company. So hopefully this adds a bit of clarity for those of you who are wondering if any of these companies are connected. Now, for the most part, with Leadership T.K.O, I'm finding that I'm connected to and I serve a lot of women, but it does not mean that I only serve women with Leadership T.K.O or the iLead Company. With the iLead Company and Leadership T.K.O, I can serve men as well, but I just find that majority of the customers or clients that become connected to the brand are women. So hopefully, again, this gives a little bit of clarity to how both of these companies are different. All right, so again, going back to Leadership T.K.O, that is the central brand. Okay, that's the primary brand. Now, I can tell you this, that if you go to the website, leadershiptko.com, you'll probably see on the navigation that there's a little button that says something about subdivisions. So with the brand, we also have subdivisions, several subdivisions at that. One of which is Leadership T.K.O for Authors. And that, of course, is a subdivision that helps women and men who want to become influential by way of writing books, writing and publishing books. So we have that subdivision. And we also have Leadership T.K.O for Speakers, for those leaders who want to really launch out there and become professional speakers and share their message with the world and build influence through speaking. So this is the reason why we have Leadership T.K.O for Speakers. But we also have Leadership T.K.O for Marketers, for those individuals who like to hang out on the social media platforms. We also have that subdivision as well. So listen, It's definitely a wonderful experience being able to help various people around the world to, number one, of course, share their message with the world, publish books, and do so many great things to build their influence and have a greater impact in the world today. So that's one of the biggest things that we do, is that we definitely tune in and we help men and women to build influence. Now, if you don't know the mission of the iLead Company and Leadership TKO, I can tell you what that is. Now, the mission is to partner with small businesses, with associations, with universities and colleges, and of course, faith-based organizations. I can't leave out churches and religious organizations to build winning leaders. And that's exactly what I do and what my team members assist me in doing. Now, I can tell you there's a special subdivision within Leadership TKO that I'm going to be focusing in on during this video conference as well as during the podcast tonight. And that subdivision is Leadership TKO for Women. Yes, and I am very excited to really focus on that subdivision tonight. Now, with Leadership TKO for Women, it does have its own primary website if you want to visit the website, which is www.leadershiptkoforwomen.com. leadershiptkoforwomen.com. And the purpose of that subdivision is really to bring awareness to building female leaders across the globe. Now, some people ask, well, what is the fire? What is the reasoning behind the subdivision? But most importantly, what is the reason behind what we've heard about the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign? Now, I went to Thailand. I went to Bangkok at the end of February, early March, and I was a speaker, a part of a leadership conference there. And I had a wonderful opportunity of presenting a piece of a book that's actually going to be published here in the United States in August of this year. We published a piece of it in Thailand. So myself and 5 other great women, that's right, 5 other great women are a part of this subdivision and in launching this campaign. And those women are Takara Steele, Dr. Remy Douye. We also have Maricela Messner, Shalia McDaniel, and Cheryl Harris Sutton. These women have joined and connected with me to help to launch the Global Women's Leadership Campaign and to be a part of Leadership TKO for Women. So I'm excited, of course. They're too going to be a part of the Global Reality Show as well. You may see their interviews pretty soon. I may have the honor of being able to bring them onto the platform and answer questions pertaining to who they are, what they do. Also, of course, their individual businesses as well, because these women have their own businesses. Majority of these women are a part of the John Maxwell team. And I am also a part of that team as well. We have the wonderful opportunity to partner up with Dr. John Maxwell, which is one of the biggest leadership experts in the world. So, of course, it's an honor being able to connect with him, connect with his team, and to be able to work alongside him and his team to build winning leaders around the world. And so that's what, we had the honor of doing when we connected with JMT, or John Maxwell team. Again, the fire. What is the fire? The reasoning behind the campaign. Some of you probably trying to figure that out. Well, why did you do that when the focus is, of course, upon the book, right? And you have all these elements that are part of this project. Because if you go to the website, Leadership TKO for Women, you're probably going to find various elements a part of the project, which is the book. That's number 1. Number 2, we also have the Global Reality Show, which you are watching right now, or of course you're listening to via podcast. And then, of course, we have the conventions and seminars. That's the 3rd part of it. The 4th final part, would be the virtual play, which is going to be discussed as we move closer and closer towards the end of the year. So all of these elements comprise the Leadership TKO for Women project. But I can tell you the purpose behind the campaign is because one of the things that I found is that more often than not, women, we don't connect. We say it verbally, but we don't genuinely connect. We don't genuinely celebrate one another. We don't have that true, genuine sisterhood the way that we should. You may see some of this, right? Some of it if you're a part of, other small organizations, women organizations such as sororities. You might see some of it. And even still, in some sororities, it may not be a pure sisterhood. Okay? But I can tell you at the foundation of almost everything that I do, the foundation is Jesus. So that's really at the heart of the things that I do, and everything that I try to do it motivated out of love. Because if it doesn't have love, it has no meaning. It has no power behind it. And so I try to make sure that what we do, even through this campaign, and women trying to find their place, trying to figure out how to belong, how to be connected, it's motivated through love. And so what is the heart of the campaign? Sister to sister love. And of course, education. That is at the heart of this campaign if you're trying to figure that out. Some people say, well, you have a twofold mission. Yes, the first part of the mission with this campaign is to unite women so that we can celebrate and love on one another and to edify each other to become stronger leaders. And then number two, to bring awareness to women's issues that we commonly face around the world. Some of those things involve domestic violence and human sex trafficking, sexual harassment, what some people call the glass ceiling in the corporate world, and of course the glass ceiling that women create in the entrepreneurial world. And then also, we also talk about issues pertaining to childhood abuse, whether it be physical, sexual abuse, mental abuse. And of course, we bring awareness to these issues, and then we talk about solutions. All right. We talk about what solutions exist out there today that women may not be aware about, or aware of, I should say. And then we may sit down, and I'm going to talk about this in just a few moments, and think about what are some solutions that we can create so that we can have a better way of serving our sisters and helping them to be on the path towards success, because we want to really enhance each other's lives. You see, it's not necessarily about me. It's not about you that's necessarily watching. It's not just about you. Yes, you're involved, and yes, you're connected. But it's about being able to unite and come together, as one sisterhood, and really supporting one another and loving on one another. That's what it's truly, truly all about. So hopefully you have some enlightenment. You have some information. I know there is a chat feature. So if you are watching the video conference at any point, remember, of course, one of the most important pieces of this interview, as you being the interviewer, please, of course, post any questions that you might have, whether it be on the podcast. If you're listening later to the podcast, feel free to post your questions in the comments area. And if you're watching via video, there's a chat feature that would allow you to post your questions there as well. So feel free to do that anytime. I'll definitely check in and see if there are any questions that are posted. We just finished, of course, a leadership convention, the first annual leadership convention in Portsmouth, Virginia. Excited about that. We are awaiting our media assistant. I say media assistant because one of the leaders within the campaign assisted in having it recorded and having pictures taken. So once all of that is put together and ready, we're going to have a video to share and some photos to share about the first annual convention. So I'm excited about this. What we plan to do, just in case you're trying to figure out what's the next step behind it. Of course, we're planning on having a second convention. That's going to be next year. But the way that it's going to work is for those who came this year, who come next year, you're going to be pinned as an alumni, a part of this project. So it's not just you coming again a second time around, but you're going to be pinned as an alumni, a 1-year alumni. And then you might be pinned again a second time and a third time. That's what we plan on doing to honor those who continue to come. One definite element within this campaign, if you're not involved yet, which is easy to do, and I'm going to share how you can do that in a few moments, but for those who have stepped up to the plate, upgraded their leadership, and became ambassadors. What we plan to do, if it's not next year, we know we plan to do it very soon, and that is we plan to have blazers, okay, blazers for the ambassadors, and it's definitely going to have their name and that they are Leadership T.K.O. ambassador. So we plan on having that pretty soon as well. So we're going to surprise the ambassadors, those who are really diligent in participating and connecting to Leadership T.K.O. and continuing to propel this forward. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to divulge and kind of share all the fine little details to everything that we're doing, but we have a lot of planning ahead. There's so much to come with this. And I'll definitely transition into the next piece that I want to talk about, which is focusing in on the forum. There is going to be a virtual forum coming up, and it'll be myself and the other leaders. We have to sit back and plan when we want that forum to be. But the forum is going to help us to focus on key issues pertaining to women. We're going to have a category for physical health. We're going to have a category for relationships. We're going to have a category for the corporate world, the entrepreneurial world, and we're going to really lay these issues down on the line that women face. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about solutions that exist, and then we're going to begin to brainstorm during that forum, that virtual forum. We're going to brainstorm solutions. What is it that we can do? And you all will have the inside scoop to provide suggestions and also to be a part of those solutions as well. So stay tuned for that. We have that coming up. The next piece that we have coming up for those who are connected to the campaign is we do plan on having a couple of virtual mixers where we're going to help those of you who are business owners to continue to grow your business through the campaign. So we plan on putting those together as well. And they will be strategic because we're going to put you on the spot. You see this video platform that we're on? Well, let me tell you, we're going to allow you to give your elevator pitch right here live on the platform. So you'll have the opportunity to use your webcam. We'll give you like a 1-minute spot, and then you'll have the opportunity to jump on, provide your elevator pitch, and you'll give your website all that information, and it's going to be golden. It's going to be golden. Because we're going to continue to put that video on replay as well and allow people to see it so it will continue to air constantly. So we're definitely going to help you to grow your businesses. Again, it's not about us, okay? It's not about us at all, but it's about helping us to grow. And of course, you might be hearing my little one who wants to come in here and be on the video as well. So you may hear her in the background. She's a little upset because mommy right now is recording and she wants to come in here with me and be on the recording. So if you have questions at any point, feel free, of course, to post your questions right there in the comments area or the chat spot. So questions, does anybody have questions about the campaign thus far? All right, I'm just going to pause and do that because I know I can probably talk for minutes, okay? So go ahead and post your questions that you might have right now. And I don't want to cut, of course, our video short, but I definitely want to give you the opportunity to post any questions that you might have pertaining to the campaign. Okay? All right, so go ahead and post your questions. I'll be here for a couple of minutes, maybe another 2 or 3 minutes or so. I'm looking at the time and making sure that we're good. Just in case you do have questions. I can tell you this, for those who are listening on podcast and watching via video, if you're not connected to the campaign or you're not an official member, I'm going to invite you to go to the website. It's a very quick little survey that you're going to take and complete at the website. It's www.borntolead2017.com. Again, that's www.borntolead2017.com. So you simply go to that website and connect. No matter what country you're from, no matter what language you speak, no matter what the color of your skin is, right? I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're in the corporate world, or you are in business, or you're in transition, whatever your stage is, whatever your season of life is, we invite you to connect with this campaign. So when you go to the website, again, you're going to go to a questionnaire. It's a couple of questions on the questionnaire, right? And you hit the submit button. Now be sure to do the questionnaire on a laptop or a desktop. That's what I prefer you to do, because you don't want to face any technical errors with submitting your questionnaire. So when you do submit it, it's going to take you to the Facebook page, and you just simply request to enter the group, and we will accept you. Either myself or one of the leaders will allow you to enter the group, and you should be good to go at that particular moment. Okay? So feel free to do that. Okay? All right, so let me check, of course, the various places here and make sure that people don't have, or if they do have questions, I can answer the questions that they might have. All right. Let's see. All right, it does not look like anyone has any questions. All right, well, here's what I do encourage you to do. All right, if you know another sister, and this could be a part of any other organizations that you're a part of, whether it be sororities, whether it be associations, church groups, or what have you. If you know of any groups who definitely want to build leaders amongst their women, feel free, of course, to let me know. I'll be more than happy to do like a lunch and learn type of event where we come during a specific time frame that's available to them, and we'll be more than happy to provide them with the training that they need. Okay, so that's what we're more than willing to do, a part of the campaign. What I have informed people of, we had an information call, and we're actually going to be having a boot camp academy, okay, a boot camp academy for the Virginia area, and we're going to be having a host of various seminars in the Virginia area. Okay, so we had that call, and of course we definitely had a good number of women on the call. And so we're looking to potentially have that boot camp on the 17th of June. All right. And it's going to be for a few hours. And these women will be qualified to participate, a part of the team, and do trainings and do seminars, and definitely be able to offer continual services, a part of what it is that they do already, to the women who are in attendance. So super happy about that. We're going to be definitely releasing more information to the public. Once those women who are on the call have all made a decision, then we will release it to the public and allow the public to go ahead and register if there are any spots left. We're looking to build a team of 10. Yeah, of 10 women. That's it. Once we reach our 10, we're good. All right. But 10 women will be a part of that team, and we will go about, and of course that could include some ambassadors, and even if, some of the ambassadors cannot do it, all is well. But just the 10 women will be the central team, and we'll go throughout, of course, the Virginia area, and we will connect with key leaders, whether it's religious leaders, leaders are part of associations, universities. We will connect with them, student deans, activities coordinators, to put on some leadership training for the women, a part of their schools and a part of their circles. So that's what we're intending on doing, and we're just going to continue to work on this and build momentum in the Virginia area. But in your area, again, if you are in another state right now and you want to become a leader within this campaign, we do invite you to explore that. We want you to learn more about this campaign and about Leadership T.K.O. for Women. But once you become educated and you feel comfortable enough, feel free to reach out and ask about upgrading your leadership and potentially being a state ambassador or a country ambassador. You can represent your country as well. And one thing that I'm going to mention lastly before I begin to wrap things up is when you upgrade your leadership, it is a very, very critical position that isn't to be taken lightly. Because some people will think that you have more benefits as you increase in leadership, when actually the benefits decrease, but the responsibility increases. But at the same time, you do have a higher level of influence, right? A higher level of exposure, which means that depending on what it is that you're doing and how you're setting up your business, you definitely can see major growth in your business if you structure things correctly. Okay? So that's one of the biggest things that I like to emphasize. Some people don't see it. They don't really see the potential behind upgrading leadership. But once you get in position, you're fully active and really diving into it and connecting with women on and offline regarding the campaign, we're going to see a major difference and definitely an increase in participation both on and offline. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, of course, to this video conference. Yes, it will be available for those of you who want to listen to it or watch it again. You'll be able to listen to it, of course, on the podcast. You'll be able to watch it again via the recording that's being provided using the special webinar and video conference platform. So again, thank you so much for each and every one of you. I do not see any questions. You guys were really quiet. I do see, of course, my trooper, Janine, said hello to everyone on the platform. I'm not going to end this without saying hello to Janine. She's always a trooper, being a part of the media elements here as we're live and online. So again, thank you so much, everyone. Again, once again, I do encourage you to go ahead to the website, connect with the campaign, which is borntolead2017.com. Remember, we're going to be back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the podcast episode. But again, thank you so much. But until then, I encourage each and every one of you to think, speak, and live leadership. Thank you so